Better Than This. My name is Jennifer Cramer Lewis, and I am an Access Consciousness certified facilitator, as well as a Right Riches for You certified facilitator. And so what is the audacious ask, you ask yourself? Well, one of the things that I noticed was people are so willing to create a rock star parking spot, or, you know, say a couple of $1,000s here and a couple of $1,000s there. But in their day-to-day life, they're not willing to create more than enough. Enough that they can pay their bills, enough that they can pay their rent, but certainly not thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more than they need. And so how much have we been programmed to only create what we need, and maybe just slightly less than it is that we need? And so what the audacious ask is about beginning to ask for way more in our lives. And what could that create? And so many people have points of view about having more than their fair share that have been put in there by who knows who. And what would it be like if you didn't have any points of view about having lots? Like, check the space of that. Isn't that fun? Wouldn't it be fun to have lots of everything? So that's what the audacious ask is about. Like, if you were audacious, what would you ask for? And how much more audacious are you willing to be in your day-to-day life? And so that was where the audacious ask came from. And so we go live every week, Mondays in North America, and then it becomes Tuesday as you go across the globe. And you can ask any question you like about any topic, and we use the tools of Access Consciousness. And so Access Consciousness has been around for about 30 years now, and was created by a gentleman named Gary Douglas. And he noticed that when we started to ask questions of the universe, like, hey, what would it take for this thing to show up? The universe responded. And so that was the beginning of Access Consciousness. And so what if we started to ask some questions today, and we started to get inspired by the questions that other people were asking? And so how does it get any better? What's your audacious ask?
Oh, wow. I was hoping you wouldn't get to me. I've got no idea.
What's the craziest thing you could ask for?
$1 million?
$1 million? Really?
10? I don't know.
If you had $1 million, what would be the first thing that you would do with it?
Oh, okay. I don't think it's what I thought it was.
Tell me, what is it?
Well, I thought it would be to like do some work around the house in the yard and get some, you know, like get the yard fixed up and get some decent grass and some garden beds done and things like that. And
what is it?
Like, I don't know.
Cool. So anything that doesn't allow you to be, know, perceive, and receive the energy of $10 million in your life, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Good and bad, right and wrong, quad and pock, all nine boys, shorts, and beyonds. Because it's never the money. It's what receiving it will create in our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like having the money. Feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, so have more of it. Take a breath. Okay, now have more. Tell me when it starts to get uncomfortable. Have more.
Out now.
Okay, so if 10 million was 10 out of 10, or like the hottest element, where were you?
About a half of one.
Half, so 500,000 is your max.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's not right or wrong. So everywhere $500,000 having in your life is your max capacity. Will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Good and bad, right and wrong, POD and POC, all 9 boys, shirts, and beyonds. And whose set point is that? Yours? Someone
No,
else's?
that's someone else's.
Someone else's. Whose? Nice.
I kind of want to say my parents.
Cool. So do you want to return that to sender?
Yes.
Okay. Return to sender, return to sender, return to sender. Send it back. Okay, cool. So put your hands on your body.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll start at 500,000. Okay. Now receive more. 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 Turn it up. More. 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 Where are you now?
100 million?
100 million. Cool. More?
It's a little uncomfortable there.
Cool. 100 million. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be in energetic congruency with $100 million, having $100 million? And anything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Good and bad, right and wrong, POD and POC, all 9 boys, shirts, and beyond. So Access Consciousness talks about this having account. Do you have a having account yet?
I
No, right
kind
on.
of. Kind of.
Cool. So your having account can also include the equity in your house, if you have that, the equity in any investments that you have. It doesn't actually have to be cash. It can be jewelry. It can be art. It can be like different, like say you have pedigree horses or something like that. It can be what those pedigree horses are worth if you decided to sell them. It can be antiques. It can be a whole bunch of different things. And so would you be willing to allow all of those energies to contribute to you and having money?
Yes.
Okay, anything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Awesome. Good and bad, right and wrong, POD and POC, all 9 boys, shirts, and beyonds. Yeah. So what do you get your capacity is with having money that you're refusing? No right answer.
Putting myself out there.
Ah! And what does putting yourself out there mean to you?
Being visible, being open and vulnerable, and people being able to find me easily.
Nice. And so how many lifetimes have you allowed that to happen? More than
A
one
few.
or less than one?
More than one. A few.
More than 10 or less than 10?
Oh. Kind of both.
Cool. Cool. And so what was your experience? Was it easy and fun and exciting, or was it terrifying? No right answer.
I feel like it was mostly easy and fun, but somewhere along the line there was some terrifying as well.
Cool. So did you know that fun and exciting and terror have the same bioenergetic signature in the body? It's how we frame it in our minds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like why people would jump out of an airplane more than once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So everywhere being visible and quote unquote putting yourself out there is something that is terrifying and perhaps exciting. Will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Awesome. Good and bad, right and wrong, POD and POC, all 9 boys, shorts, and beyonds. What could you create if people could actually find you?
Oh, wow. Ease.
Yeah.
Ease for them and for me.
Nice. But don't choose that. So everywhere you're deliberately not choosing ease by keeping it On the down low, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Good and bad, right and wrong, pod and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Whose point of view is it that you should keep your business on the down low? Yours, someone else's, or something else's? No right answer.
I kind of feel like it's a little bit of all three.
Cool. Cool. So all of the oaths, vows, swearings, fealties, commitments, and contracts that you have in any lifetime to having a private business, will you revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all of them?
Yes.
Awesome. Good and bad, right and wrong, pod and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Yeah. And then also there was some energy on putting it out there. So what is putting it out there to you?
It's putting me out.
Cool.
The same kind of thing.
Cool. So what is that to you? If you put you out there, what is that to you?
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. Can I share something?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's sort of energy of prostitution if you put yourself out there. Truth?
Oh. Maybe. I hadn't.
Cool. So everywhere putting yourself out there means standing on the corner. Will you destroy and uncreate it? It might be somebody else on the call, but there's something coming up about standing underneath a street light. So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good and bad, right and wrong, pod and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Yeah. Well, I mean, how many lifetimes have we done that? You know, I mean, it's a good way to make money if you're around like really nice people that you're getting to have sex with.
Yeah. Yeah.
It isn't always a bad thing. Like, you know, in ancient, like Venice and places like that, it was way more fun to be, you know, the prostitute girlfriend than it was to be the wife. Like way more fun.
Yeah.
So everywhere you're unwilling to have way more fun in your business for money, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome. Bad, right and wrong, pod and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Yeah. You know, it's, and what is the only reason to have a business is because it is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much why I'm doing it.
Exactly, right? So, and what if we didn't have any sort of automatic equation that because we were having fun in our business, that we couldn't possibly have money in our business? Everything bad is, will you just try and create it all?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good and bad, right and wrong, pod and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, and beyonds. Yeah. Yeah. So if you have money, would you have a business?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
I get that too. Like even like I joke like the sort of for me right now, the buzz amount of money for me to have in all of my places is 22 million. And I get that I will still have a business doing this when I have $22 million in all of my places. It'll just be more fun. You know, I'll get to hire more people to come and have fun with me and create more for my business. And so when we have all of these conclusions about who will be, where we'll be, you know, what things we'll choose and what things we won't choose, when we have our, what was it for you, 100 million? Yeah. So all of the conclusions, there's a clearing I'd like to play with. So there's something called relational digitizations. And so relational digitizations, this is my sense of it, and you might hear other facilitators talk about it differently. We get this sensation, and then we try to make sense of it by running it through this relational digitizations program. And what my sense of this relational digitizations program is, it's all the lifetimes that we felt that sensation before and what it meant in those lifetimes. And then from those relational digitizations, we create emotions and also sensations in our body. So all of the relational digitizations that you've had of having money and of not having money in any lifetime, will you destroy and uncreate them all?
Yes.
Good and bad, right and wrong, pod and poc, online, boys, shorts, and beyonds. And then there's a new clearing that's coming up with Access Consciousness called comfortable distance. And so what I've noticed with comfortable distance for me, and it may be the same for you, is everywhere I sort of observe things before I engage. Do you know what I mean? It's like you create this sort of like arm's length transaction.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
all of the comfortable distance that you have with having money in any lifetime, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Good and bad, right and wrong, pod and poc, online, boys, shorts, and beyonds. And all of the comfortable distance you have with not having money in any lifetime, will you destroy and uncreate that too?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good and bad, right and wrong, pod and poc, online, boys, shorts, and beyonds. How's that?
Whew.
So here's your assignment. I would love for you to write 25 things that you would do if you had $100 million.
Okay.
And 25 things that you would stop doing if you had $100 million.
Ooh.
And
That's
then
good.
you're going to ask each of those 25 things, is this mine? And if it's not yours, then cross it off. Nobody else on the call do this unless, of course, you'd like to have $100 million. Then you can do it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. All right, you guys, that was the Audacious Ask. My name is Jennifer Cramer Lewis, and if you loved it, I would love for you to hop on over to my business page, which is facebook.com/Jennifer Cramer Lewis, and leave a review for the Audacious Ask there. If there are some Audacious Asks buzzing in your universe that you would love some facilitation on, I'm completely available to do that privately. Also have some classes that are going to be coming up. One we're going to schedule at the end of the month, and then we're also going to be rolling out a business program with special guests and all sorts of technology and groovy things that I know how to do in business that you might want to add to your business, with a bunch of facilitation. And, you know, start to get into your business, start to be more visible in business, and actually have way more fun with your business instead of waiting for your business to create fun for you. And how does it get any better than that? I hope to see you next week on Audacious Ask. Bye, guys.